Are you still living in fear? And if so, what are you fearful of? So I dare say there's probably not that many people left now who are still genuinely fearful of the coof, the Wuhan coof. However, there are some people who are afraid, maybe who work as doctors or maybe people who work in schools. They're going along with it still, despite the fact that they know that the measures, the authoritarian measures that are being taken by governments are completely disproportionate to the effects, the health impacts of this so-called pandemic, which isn't really a pandemic at all. And these people, I think some of these people are genuinely fearful about speaking out. Um, they're fearful about losing their jobs. They're just fearful about standing up for what's right, if it means not following the consensus, going against the herd. So I think there are still many people who are fearful for those reasons. What I would say to those people is that they've got more things to be fearful of than that. It's only a matter of time before all of this is exposed for what it is. And in 1946, it was established that people who obeyed the laws and regulations in Nazi Germany, the Nazis did everything. They passed laws, and if you disobeyed those laws, then you were imprisoned and put into concentration camps. So, you know, what I'm saying here is that sometimes if people are just obediently following laws, government laws and regulations, that doesn't automatically mean you're doing the right thing. No, no, no. It doesn't mean that at all. Furthermore, at the Nuremberg trials, an important legal principle was established, which was the defence that I was just following orders was inadmissible. That wasn't deemed to be an acceptable defence. If the people that complied in Germany in the occupied Nazi states, the people that committed crimes against humanity, who then tried to defend themselves by saying, well, all I was doing was following the regulations, I was following the laws, I had no choice, I had to. Well, many of those people went to the gallows. So for me, I would be quite fearful of something like that happening again. Following laws and regulations isn't always the right thing to do, and there can be big comebacks, very, very big comebacks for that. So this would apply in particular, I think, to the people that are giving the arms spears. They will be held personally accountable. Head teachers who are allowing their schools to be used as vaccination centres, they will be held legally responsible personally for any damage caused to children that occurred within the schools. They're responsible for everything that goes on within their schools. They will be held personally to account for following laws and regulations. For following laws and regulations. It has happened before, it will happen again. I guess the final thing that I would say about, genuine reasons to be fearful is fearful of God. Those of you that know the Bible, in the book of Genesis, first book of the Bible, there's a very, very interesting but short passage about the Nephilim. And these were sort of fallen spirits who decided to mix their DNA with humans. And God disapproved of this. We're made in God's image, and God didn't like his DNA being tampered with. And this led to the flood. Uh, Noah was, interested in building the ark, and Noah was a good man. He was saved. Now, I think that there are parallels to the current time. Most of the arm spears that are left, they're all messenger RNA arm spears. And personally, I don't think God will be too approving of people who have had their DNA, their God-given DNA, mangled by these arm spears, and I don't think he's going to be particularly approving of the people that went along with this and gave the injections or gave permissions for their schools uh, to be used as arm spear centers. So what will happen to those people? Wow, I think the Bible's pretty clear on that. Very, very clear on that. There was that phrase, wasn't there? Black Lives Matter. Well, what I would say actually is not just all lives matter, because obviously that's self-evident. What I would say is eternal lives matter. So it might be inconvenient at the moment with the armed spear passports. You're being denied access to important services because you haven't bent the knee to big pharma. Um, it might be inconvenient, but it's the right thing to do in the long run because you'll get to keep your soul. Your body. We're only here for a very short period of time. Your body dies. So what? What really matters is your soul, and that's certainly, as far as I'm concerned, I will never ever allow my DNA to be mangled by some stupid arm spear so that I can go to a pub or go shopping, or I'm quite prepared to die. If it means starving to death or whatever, I'm absolutely fine with that. I will not take their arm spears. Never. Okay, it's autumn time now, so in Finland, so all the leaves are coming off the trees. There's still a few bits and pieces here, yellow leaves and stuff like that. So anyway, it's surprisingly warm. It's quite hot actually. Anyway, God bless to all of you.